Wonder Woman issue 11, Greg Rucka and Liam Sharp. It is the present day story, the lies, as we call it.
Yeah,
And by the
starting to
way,
come together.
by the way, can I just say how gorgeous is that variant cover? I can't remember who did it, if I'm honest, but
Yeah, I
it,
haven't seen it, so I don't know what you're talking about,
oh,
but
it's that.
I'll have to look it up when we're done.
You will have seen it. It's a close up of Diana's face, and she's got her hands up on her face, and her hair's sort of like wet and like
Okay,
pouring down in front of her face. It's just a gorgeous facial expression.
nice.
That's great. But yeah, so this was an interesting thing, and it had a lot of big implications because we have stuff with Etta and her dealing with Veronica Cale and sort of like getting closer to that mystery, and Etta just being a very good sort of. She's not even a detective, but she's kind of a detective here. She has an inkling that
Yeah,
something's not right, and she
it's it's nice that Rucka's building Wonder Woman supporting cast.
yeah
Like she needs someone I feel like this that can get into trouble, but she gets herself out of it. It's not like she's waiting for Wonder Woman to come up.
yeah
She's doing this all on her own.
yeah
Which what puts her there is they what's the girl's name? Is it Sonia?
yeah the other person who's
That we
working
keep
yeah
that we keep seeing, and we saw something was up with her early on in the arc, and Etta gives her Urskatanga, the remnants of him, and she goes to leave, but Etta notices that things aren't, she's not leaving the right way, so she
actually
follows.
I want to point out that moment just in the art before we
Hmm.
move on because I love how because Etta says bye, good night, I see you, you take care of
Yeah,
that, and she goes off to leave, and we see in the car the message from Veronica Cale and that
yep,
something's up, and I love how we just see the car, those two panels of the car, or there's a panel of the car, then it goes inside the car from like on over the shoulder of Etta, and then it's just a nice
yeah,
big panel taking up half the page of Etta's face, just looking with this look of "I got you, bitch."
gotcha.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, like it's just really well
Yep.
told through the art, and it's just there's no dialogue, just
Mm-mm.
you can see the determination on her face,
Yep.
and of course that develops throughout the issue. But the other stuff that's going on, of course, is back in Themyscira. Uh,
Yeah.
well, so-called Themyscira.
Yeah, we don't know that till the last page.
Yeah, we don't know that's the last page, but right away Steve's like, I know I've only been here once, but
Yeah,
something's not
you
quite
be up
adding
here.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like what brought it. It wasn't that he went to go see the general. Was it Philippa? What was her name?
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't remember, so I'm just going to go along with it. Yeah,
anyways, but he's like, when I was here last time, I couldn't understand any of you. It wasn't until Barbara Ann showed up and decoded everything
decoded.
that we could have
Yeah,
a full
and they
understanding.
used the lasso to speak to each other, and
Yeah,
she has that moment where she motions to the lasso, which is fantastic because that was
yeah,
the last issue in the year one story. That was the last issue we
yep,
read, so this is nicely syncing together between the two of them.
yeah, exactly. And but I can understand everybody fine, and it's just weird.
Hmm.
And you know
And
and
well,
and
Joel,
the writing of it too is like this wasn't the same as what we had seen early. Like the way that Hippolyta is talking doesn't feel like Hippolyta.
yeah. Well, everything about it, the way she notices this is where the tree was, and this is I was out riding here,
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff, and she realizes, and basically at the end of the issue, she questions, you know,
Yeah.
or she realizes that every time she's came back to Themyscira since she left, she was never really in Themyscira, and
So that means all of the God stuff, where she was there with the, like she even mentions it here. Rucka brings up Azarello's run with all the gods and I can't remember the character's name, but the baby and all that. That wasn't real, like as far as she knows.
yeah. Well, obviously it ties into the whole idea. The whole issue is the lies, but the idea that
Yep.
it's brought up this something so huge that this has all been a lie the entire time,
Yep.
in Wonder Woman mythos that she's never actually been able to go back.
Yeah.
It's just it's a big deal. It's like really affecting, and it makes you because I think at the start of the run, the start of the arc, we're just sort of going like, okay, this sort of ties into the idea of rebirth that the backstory's been messed with, But this puts it messed up beyond even that. Like this,
Yeah.
like so much of this is and who's responsible for this? What dark magic? What god is interfering and like made her think that this is really Themyscira? And now that she's actually remembering these elements of her past that have been washed over, now that Steve is back and is like, wait, this isn't right. Like this, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and then her snake bite wound starts bleeding under her bracelet that she got while she was writing, and so, it's whatever this cult, that tree keeps coming up. So, Rucka's great at leaving these like symbols behind, because I've noticed it in other books that he's written along the same lines. So he's pretty great at that. But yeah, it was definitely a nice. I always mess up this word, revelation. At the end there, that everything that we thought we knew is not quite. So, and it drove home the title, The Lies.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how this is developed and who is behind it and what is behind it. Is it directly Rebirth related, or is it, something that's even more deeper to just Wonder Woman?
Yeah. Beyond that, like deep down in the core of the character. Because we also see Kale as I don't think she's working alone, because the two Dobermans she has with her are named after two Greek demigods. With, what was it, Pain and Panic?
I think it was Terror and Panic, I believe.
Yeah, there you go. Which are from the gods of fear, which were sons of Ares, which is interesting. So, and also we have the thread of Diana's twin that's running around, or not running around, but was the first man on Themyscira from the end of Darkseid War. So, there's it's so exciting though. Like, I haven't been this invested in Wonder Woman in a good long while. So,
nor me. It really, really good arc. Again, the only thing that kind of suffers with this issue is that it's coming after like 3 in a row that were all like utterly fantastic. So this one is really good, but it's just like the last 3 were amazing. So it's like,
well, it definitely feels like this is the end of the first of Act 1. So that's fine. I guess I would have rather had it be a bigger realization, but I guess that's not the style of the story. So
I don't know. I think it's a pretty big realization.
No, it is, but like as you said, it came. The issues before it, had these bigger moments.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
Of course, keep in mind though that I'm including the year 1 stuff in that. So when I say the last 3 issues, I mean like the last one of this and the last 2 of year 1. But point is, Wonder Woman's been great, really good. It's been great. It's been a great run. It's only pretty much gotten better as it's went. And this was another solid issue. So it's hard to complain or criticize much. Art is still gorgeous. Liam Sharp's knocking it out of the park every single time with the present day stuff. So.